Dolly, want a little bacon? Want a little bacon? Dolly, get you a little bacon. Dolly. Get you a piece of bacon. There you go. There you go. Good dog. Eat you another piece of bacon. We're gonna be eating bacon all week this week, Dolly.
Hello and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines, and joining me as always is Adam Thornton. And this is show number 7. We are 4-0 on the season, 2 big SEC wins under our belt, sitting at number 2 in the nation. Adam, does it get much better than this?
I tell you what, Clark, we're 4-0. Let's just clap for that real quick. Let's clap for that. Everybody give a clap for that. 4-0. It doesn't get any better than this, Clark. We're going into October, man. The team is clicking on all cylinders, just firing. Cylinders are firing, baby. Yes. I love it. Yes. I love it. And I mean, the college football season has been so weird up to this point, Clark. But, hey, the weirdness of it has been a Georgia fan's dream. Like, everything as a Georgia fan that you could ask for going from the outside or other teams and to this team, how they look, it's perfect. I mean, I have to pinch myself. I thought about this morning. I was like, I got to pinch myself, man. I just got to thank the good Lord. You know, you thank the good Lord for all just the right things. And then materialistic things like football come on. And it's like,
the back end of the
prayer.
Awesome.
That's right. This is awesome. This is great. So, man, I tell you, I know I say I'm fired up a lot, but it's just the momentum and the enthusiasm. It's just getting more and more jacked up every single week.
Oh, yeah.
Every single week. But every pass is Saturday.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It doesn't get much better than this, people. Adam, I see you're wearing a long sleeve shirt now.
Yes, sir, Clark. You know, we're getting October. We're getting October. You know, it's getting a little cooler in the afternoons, a little bit of a nip in there. So I said, I'm going to throw him a nice Peach State Pride long sleeve shirt, which is the absolute perfect shirt to wear, like before going into a game or so at the tailgate. Mm-hmm. Or I would say if you're going on a road trip like that Friday morning travel, what it'll do is, it'll show off your red and black. You're a Georgia Bulldog and be comfortable for the trip.
Exactly.
So, a little lightweight long sleeve shirt, man. I had to break it out because it's getting October, baby.
Yes. Nip in the air. It just feels good. It's football season.
We are diving into the meat of it, man. And we're going to see what it's going to be all about here coming up.
Yes. So we got a lot. We got a lot on this episode. Talking about Vandy this week, how it went. Yeah. And the offense, defense, special teams, as always. Then we're going to dive into the Arkansas game, give you a little bit of a preview of that, what to expect, our thoughts and opinions on that game, as well as our pick'em. Mm-hmm. And Adam, we had another very successful
week. You had another good week.
You
had another good. No, I didn't, Clark. I took some I took Clemson, then I took Wisconsin. But that's all right. That's respectable. That's all right.
I'm still above 500.
It's okay. We're all right. Yeah. We're all right.
So we'll talk about that later in the show as well. Yeah. So stick around for all that and a lot more, I'm sure. Probably going to go on a couple of rants on this episode.
Better believe it.
Stick around.
Hey, this is an episode, Clark, where the enthusiasm needs to be up. We're going back to that again. Look, we've had our UABs, our South Carolinas, and our Vanderbilts, but now it's time to turn the old intensity up. Exactly. No excuses this week. No excuses this week.
Before we get into it too much, Adam, I do want to mention to our listeners right now that we are hosting a live call-in show on Facebook. This will be the second one this Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Yes.
All right. This Thursday night, 8 p.m. That is different. Last time we did on Friday night, but now it's Thursday. That's September the 30th. Go ahead, circle it on your calendars, mark it down, put it in Google Calendars, whatever you got to do.
Put it on there.
Yeah. Set a alarm clock for that night. And call us. We want to hear from you guys.
It's interesting, Clark, when we talked about doing our second call-in show, we thought about doing it the week before the Auburn game.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, it's unreal, though. Like, we, going into the season, like, if I would have told you that this would have been this upcoming matchup against Arkansas would be a top 10 matchup, college game day, what would you have said to me?
There's no way. I would have, if you would have said that this or another scenario, if you would have gave me the scenario of Arkansas being 0-4 and Arkansas being 4-0, I would have bet the house on 0-4. Yeah. So the fact this is a top 10 matchup, And even further, Clemson's ranked number 25th now. So a top 10 matchup now with Arkansas, and College game day going to be in Athens. And this could be the heavyweight game of the year. Man, that's the beauty of this sport, Clark. It's the beauty of it, because you never know. All these people get paid a lot of money to give us a preseason hype and talking points. It's like a weatherman, man. You just don't know. They're wrong all the time.
That's true.
Wrong all the time, especially this year. So
we're not some of those people, are we?
Yeah, we are. We are.
We are?
Well, from time to time, we might miss one here or there. But we're a little bit more realistic than these other ones.
That's true, and we don't get paid anything.
Dang right. Yeah, we do it from the heart.
That's it. That's
the other ones are, you know, and we're fine to admit when we're wrong about it. The other ones who aren't are a little. They won't admit that
their egos are.
That's right. That's right. A little too big, a little too cocky about it. But hey, if we're wrong, like I've been wrong on some of these calls, and I'll admit it. I'll admit it. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to be a fun day in Athens.
Absolutely.
Get ramped up this week.
Before we talk about Arkansas, let's talk about Vandy, though.
Yes.
Adam, I didn't go to this game. Adam, you did attend. I thought, you know, what's better here? Do I take a trip to Nashville for $300, which I'm sure would have been worth it, or do I save my money for a chance at a ticket about that same price range for the SEC championship game, which is looking very good, people? So I opted for the latter. Adam, tell us about the game day atmosphere since you were there.
It was a good time in Nashville. Nashville's always one of my favorite road trips to take up there. And, you know, this year, Georgia went in there with a lot of vengeance. The fans, everybody wanted just revenge for them opting out of last season. So the atmosphere was good. 15 minutes before kickoff, I was a little bit nervous. The stadium was not full whatsoever. I mean, people were just trickling in at that point. A little bit light rain. And I was like, dang, you know, there's a noon kickoff. I was scared that Georgia was going to come out flat because it had all the recipes for that. Yeah. But it was a great atmosphere. 90% of the fans there had to have been Georgia fans. Wow. I would say 90%. At least easily 80-20, but I think you could argue 90-10. It was the least amount of Vanderbilt fans. This was my 6th trip up there that I've seen in the stadium. That program's got a lot of issues. At least they got a good baseball team because got the football team. Oh, Clark Lee's got a hold climb out of with them. Georgia fans took over. We were loud on TV, made another impressive showing. So great day to be a Georgia Bulldog up there.
Yeah. Adam, give us the concession stand report.
You know, besides the location and the hallways being narrow, as far as food and service and not running out of food, Vanderbilt did good.
Well, good.
Vanderbilt, good hot dog. I ate 2 hot dogs for kickoff and 2 slices of pizza.
Adam, now listen.
And I got a frozen lemonade as well. I did. I went ahead. I said, I'm on vacation.
There you go. That is our running joke there. We say that pretty much every road trip. Really, any home game too, for that matter.
Right.
I mean,
that's right. We're going to eat.
The fall season, football season, is just a huge vacation for us. So we're going to eat like it, you know.
So good foods, good concessions.
Well, good. That's good.
They might not have a good football team, but they got a good concession team. So we got to give them that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, that gives them some brownie points.
That's right.
There, so. All right, let's talk football. Adam, we got a huge 62-0 victory. This is the 3rd largest road shutout in the SEC.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Wow. It was exciting, Clark. I tell you, like I talked about before, I was nervous about the environment, the atmosphere, that there wasn't going to be no feeding off the crowd one way or another because it was a noon game, 11 a.m. Central Time. It was raining. Stadium was not full whatsoever. Yeah. And I was like, it's one of these games that really is perfect to come in there and not get off the bus, so to speak, or just take time to get ramped up is what I should say. And that's what I was fully expecting, you know, maybe get it cranked up the second. But nah, I couldn't have been more wrong. This team, and that's the making of a championship caliber team, Clark, is when you got guys who know what they're supposed to do. And, you know, and Kirby said on the radio to DJ Shockley on the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network, he said, this is a BYOJ game. Bring your own juice game. You can't let the atmosphere dictate how you're going to play or feed off it. You bring your own juice, and by gosh, every single one of them boys did because they came out firing on all cylinders and stayed firing on cylinders the whole duration. That's what championship teams are made of, folks.
True. And Adam, the promising thing about it is, and I know we've said this is about beating a dead horse, but our backups were doing that stuff.
Yes.
You know, it's the mentality of the entire team, not just the starting, first string. Everybody's got that mentality on this football team. That is exciting to see. That's something new at Georgia that we haven't gotten.
Yeah. Everybody knows their job, what their role is, and does it to 100%. effort.
Yep.
Max effort is displayed from everybody involved. And man, that's what makes this so special. That's why I'm excited as a Georgia fan, because there's a lot of high character guys and coaches that are all bought in and all doing the right things and continue to improve each and every week when they do it. So, man.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
Georgia, listen to this stat. I just pulled this one up. Georgia is outscoring opponents up to this point now, 168-23. That's pretty impressive right there. And I understand it's Vanderbilt, it's UAB, it's Clemson, and it's South Carolina.
But still, whoever you play, those are the big group opponents right there. No UAB, they're still FCS. So but it's great. It's great. Yeah. And they improve every single week.
Right.
The offense is improved every single week. Took another step forward, I feel like.
Still without those big guys. We'll talk about that in a second, I'm sure. All right. Adam, what do you like offensively?
Offensively, man, I loved how we got the ball around different people. Again, we've been doing that. And even though a lot of guys got touches, but even though our guys like Brock Bowers, man, hey, every message board, social media post should be about this guy, because you should forget the name Eric Gilbert, because what everybody wanted Eric Gilbert to be, Brock Bowers, is that and more. When you have a tight end that you can line up and run a fly sweep, jet sweep to like that, and get an end zone, I mean, man, it's deadly. It's deadly.
That opens up your offense so much too.
So you have freshman guys like him, Lad McConkey, a guy who a lot of people in the Bulldog Nation need to apologize to. When Kirby took that commitment, a lot of guys really threw some heat at that. Said, hey, he'd just be a possession receiver. Shoot. I saw a lot of yards after catch from that kid. The guy,
he's got some shiftiness about him too. And I tell you what, Bill Belichick is already got his eye on him.
A little Wes Welker. A little Wes Welker type there. But him at the slot and what he's been able to do has been phenomenal. He's growing every single game. He's getting more confident every game. You see, and you got guys, A.D. Mitchell coming in there as a true freshman. He's looking good. A great group of young guys, and you still got Jermaine Burton and everybody. Really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Really exciting. A lot of weapons. And you could tell everybody's just getting more comfortable and dialed in. And JT Daniels, who I still think, as we saw, and I think the reason why he was pulled in the first quarter, I think everybody was wondering that, Clark.
Yeah,
it was. Why do you pull JT Daniels in the first quarter? And I truly think he would have played at least till halftime if he was 100% go, but he might be only about 88, 90 right now.
Yeah.
And don't want to risk injury for Arkansas the next week. So Kirby's like, let's go ahead and get him on out there. But man, he had some zip on the ball.
I tell you, if he were out there until the half, truly, it may have been 70-0. That's just bottom line.
It could have. They could have scored at least 80 if they just wanted to just keep on just clicking. But 35 points in the first quarter. I think, Clark, that was the most points we've scored in a first quarter since 1996.
Yeah.
I think scored 42 points in the second quarter against New Mexico State
in 2011.
Yeah. But to do this on the road, both of those, I believe, were home games.
Right.
But to do this on the road against an SEC opponent, special. I don't care if it is just Vanderbilt, and they're not at a good state with their program right now. It's still impressive to go over there and impose your will like Georgia did.
Absolutely.
Man.
5 running backs got a carry, 1 tight end, 1 receiver, as we mentioned. Listen to this, too. Lad McConkey, going back to him, currently holds the team record for this season on the longest run.
Love it.
That's crazy. I love it. 24 yards. I think number 2 is James Cook with 23. So hopefully that changes soon. Nothing against Ladd. I just want us to run the ball, have those big explosive plays. And that's something I didn't really see. We ran the ball well, don't get me wrong, against Vanderbilt, but I would like to see us just streaking down the field with our running back. So maybe that's to come. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, you're right, Clark. That's one thing that still is a concern. I don't think we're imposing our will running the football like we want to and what we've been used to as the Georgia football standard.
Yeah.
And exactly. I think there should be some more explosive running plays that we hadn't got to yet. We hadn't got that initial push in the line, and the line's still a little bit shaky on the inside. I mean, we'll go ahead and say it. I mean, they did the pass protection was pretty
perfect.
Good.
Yeah, I
pass protection was good, but as far as getting off the ball and creating some line, and to the offensive line's defense, there was a few times, and I think that drive where they were stuffed on the goal line when Stetson Bennett was still in,
right?
That I think it might have been Kenny McIntosh or so. There was an open hole that he might have gotten even 6 for if he took it. So there were some holes there, and then there's some, maybe some miscues in reading where to go as a running back, what direction to go and to find the hole. But still, all in all, we do need to get better there, and I still think we will. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is as far as it is moving guys. If it would be nice if Amarius Mims or Broderick Jones could get to that comfortable level to get him at tackle and then be able to move Salyer on the inside at guard. But Cedric Van Pran, though, you got to pat him on the back, Clark. He has been a heck of a surprise, and already just I think ahead of schedule of where we thought he would be at as a freshman center. And I think he's kind of done to Erickson what Fromm did to Easton, so to speak. He lose the job with the injury, but he's been playing so good right now, you can't really take him out and make a change. So I think that's what you're seeing there.
Yeah, that makes sense. 28 first downs versus Vanderbilt. That's incredible. I mean, that just shows how much we move the ball. We're also right now, as we're speaking, currently averaging 6.9 yards per game. Unreal. Or sorry, per play. That's impressive.
Man, that's awesome.
I mean, awesome. If you're getting almost 7 yards per play on average, that's good stuff. But
it is, Clark. It's something that if we get the running game really firing on all cylinders, like I think what Kirby and Monken are wanting to do, then my gosh.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So, man, it's exciting.
Well, staying with the offense here, Adam, do you think we see guys like Kendall Milton back, or even Darnell Washington? I've heard some buzz. Maybe we get him back. I
tell you, I think Kendall, I don't know. Kendall, I guess, looked like more of a nagging injury.
Right.
Almost like this was the opportunity that Kirby wanted to rest some of these guys. I mean, guys like, we'll talk about on defense. Jordan Davis only got 9 snaps. Only 9. And then Milton didn't play. He had some nagging injuries, and I think he'll be fine, ready to go at Arkansas. But, I think you get Darnell Washington back. Well, a lot of reports have been that he almost could have went this week, in his play and practicing, and I don't think he's got a non-contact jersey on. I mean, I don't know. I'm not at practice, but that's just what I see on the SEC Inside X for the SEC Network.
That's our inside
South Carolina game. I saw him out there doing so I was like, well, he's got to be all right. Listen, kind of getting better. So.
We need us some media passes, man.
Yeah, somebody get us media passes. So if you have any connections, let us know. Get us media passes. We get in there. We're not going to spill any.
No.
I know Kirby's got something with the media not seeing anything, but I mean, just for us, just to. I mean, all we do is just bring good content to the table.
I'll say this. When I was with the team, we would see the media there for maybe 6 minutes, and it was typically during like some turnover drill or something, just, something very bland.
Enough for them to throw out some speculation or something, make a 20-second Twitter video.
Exactly.
Let people know they're at practice.
Yes.
Oh, man, good times.
Yeah, we need some media passes.
Yeah, but I do think Darnell will be back.
Well, good. I hope so. And I also heard word that George Pickens is practicing, running some routes, and that's promising to hear. Maybe we get him back sometime this season. But, and the good thing is we don't necessarily have to bank on that. We've got guys who stepped up at this point and have contributed at that wide receiver position. Yeah. So that's good stuff.
I think, though, Pickens is one of those guys. Man, if you can get him back before Florida, I think it is something where people are like, well, if I was him, I'd just stay out. But I'll be honest, I don't know if he's a surefire first rounder, but just simply because there's not enough film and evaluation out there of him. He might not be. Yeah. I think he's got a good opportunity if he does decide to come back to really elevate that draft grade, because he's 14 points worth to an offense, I feel like. 7 points at least on his own with a touchdown catch.
Right.
But then 7 points for another touchdown catch from somebody because Pickens has took away 2 defenders and double coverage. So if you get him back, it's freaking huge. But the talent outside of him and how we've been able to move the football so far is very encouraging, and we could still win a championship without him. But man, it'd be nice to get him.
Yeah. We want all our guys healthy. Obviously,
that's right.
But,
that's right.
So that leads us to defense. Let's talk about our defense some, Adam.
My God, Clark. This is don't want to jinx him. It's like telling a pitcher. It's like telling a pitcher that he's got a no-hitter. You don't want to do that. Right. You don't want to do that. But this is a very through the first 4 games, it's unreal. Just the national rank that this defense is. I think they're first in a lot of categories. Definitely in defensive efficiency.
Right.
And everything. It's an elite level defense that starts with how elite the defensive line play is, and not just Jordan Davis, who we saw on Saturday, who we mentioned earlier, only played 9 snaps. Clark. The man only played 9 snaps.
Yeah.
But Jalen Carter made some freakish plays, like grabbing just people, just just that big bear arm he's got, just clotheslining folks, grabbing them, running backs left and right, getting in the backfield like crazy. Devontae White, the speed of this defensive front. I know somebody from the Reese's Bowl, NFL draft analyst, said there could be up to 8 guys on Georgia's defensive front drafted.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is it. That's the kind of stuff that Alabama's been doing, and really Clemson on the defensive side of the ball in the years past. So that's promising. I love the fact that we've just got all these studs all at one time on our defense. We don't have to play against our defense. Thank God. Our offense does in practice, but it is great. Secondary looked very good, I thought.
Yeah, 2 picks,
5 pass breakups.
Yes.
That kind of disruption will really throw a quarterback an offensive scheme. It'll just throw it.
That's right. That's right. I really enjoyed where Vanderbilt brought in their second string quarterback or another guy, and he was a little bit more elusive, a little bit more mobile.
That's what we're going to see in the weeks coming.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see it against Florida, and then I believe KJ's got some wheels. At Arkansas, possibly. So it was good to get work against that, to have to work on containment and some of that stuff. And of course, the defense stepped up to it, and I think it was a good day. A lot of guys again got reps that normally wouldn't. So it was good. This defense is elite. What I love about it is they keep improving. There's not any just contentment setting in yet that we see through 4 weeks. Every week they're getting better. Everybody's just dialed in, man. That's what I love about it. And everybody is just. I saw one where DeJuan Edwards on special teams when they recovered that the kick there, the kickoff. Got at the forward where you saw when he came to the sideline, Clark. I was watching a replay of the game. Everybody was just loving on him. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis went up to him, gave him a little couple of hits to the stomach, cutting up with him. And this team and the chemistry of it just feels right. Yeah, it just feels right.
I saw a quote by Nolan Smith, kind of going back to just being content about where we are as a defense. But, Nolan Smith, and I know how hard Georgia practices, it's insane, people. And you can definitely see that on something like SEC Inside. But Nolan Smith was asked how much more difficult practices were than games. And Nolan said, a lot. A lot. So that's saying something. If you're practicing harder than what you're playing in the games, that's pretty good stuff. So they're working hard, and I just trust that they're going to keep this momentum going defensively. It's hard to say that they aren't.
I do think that, man. It's just, and I like how the roster management has been, and I think a lot of people are wondering why Kirby took some of the guys. Yeah, he got, and that's been a question as fans. Why are we not playing more? We want to score more points. But the fact to see that, rest JT Daniels like against UAB, rest him after the first quarter here, and then some other defensive guys. Jordan Davis must have had a nagging injury. Kendall Milton, him sitting out today. It's just the kind of things that you have to do to keep this championship roster, potential championship roster, healthy through the duration of the season.
This is a marathon. It is not a sprint.
That's right.
And in the moment where we start treating it like a sprint, that is when injuries tend to happen and we lose guys. And listen, we want to play all 15 of these games coming up, people. We want to play all 15, including the national championship. So it's just really not worth it to take your guys and just let them play every snap.
Because you might be like, well, why are we not having JT in the game right now? At least get them to halftime. But what if we're up 56? I mean, you scored 35 points in the first quarter, so easily could get 2 more touchdowns, right before halftime or in the second quarter, of course. So 49-56-0 late in the second quarter, and JT Daniels tears ACL or something.
It's like, what do you say? What point are you trying to make? I mean, the game's in hand at 30. The game was in hand at kickoff, people. I mean, truly, That's just how bad Vanderbilt is.
Well, and it's one of them deals that anybody with a pulse and anybody that has any type of football comprehension knew that Kirby could have called whatever score he wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
And he's not going to just run it up on folks. So.
We covered the spread. What more do you think people want?
I mean, slaughtered the spread.
Oh, yeah.
Almost doubled it. Didn't you?
Golly.
Love it, man.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention about defense?
Yeah, defense is great. They're continuing to improve, and this is an elite historical defense. I truly think that. And next week, it's going to be a big test, but we're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready. I know they're ready.
I think you're exactly right. Arkansas is definitely going to present our defense with the biggest test of the season, even more so than Clemson. God bless them. Actually, I don't feel bad for them at all.
Nah.
We'll talk about that game here in a little bit. Special teams, Adam. I want to shout out the field goal block team.
All right, give them a little shout out, Clark.
The reason why they've been getting some excellent penetration. I think what we do, I could be wrong. I need to watch a little bit more film on this, but I think we take Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt, put them on the same side and tell them to go in the same exact gap and just blow it up. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm calling it on Row 60 podcast. We are going to get us a field goal block in the next 3 games. You watch it. I might be wrong about that, but I have a good feeling about that.
No, it's come close, man.
I put money on it.
There's no doubt. I agree, Clark. Oh, that's a good. That's a good a thought by you there, and it's gonna happen without a doubt. When you got 2 just maulers like them 2 on the inside, and hopefully it'll be just at the perfect opportunity that we need it to happen. So again, Will Muschamp, man, I get the stuff he's doing. I kind of observed him like when the special teams were on the field, and I mean just deep into it, just coaching. And you could just tell, between him and Kirby, obviously, everybody, every single detail of the game, every little detail in special teams, punt return, kickoff, kick return, punting the football, line up for a field goal, blocking a field goal, every detail is covered. Yeah. And
you know what's interesting?
That's what makes it great.
You know what's interesting? I literally, this thought came to mind. Maybe somebody out there's already said this, but right now on our coaching staff, we have 3 head coach or former head coaches of this: Kirby, Matt Luke, and Will Muschamp. Isn't that kind of crazy?
That's amazing. It is. And I mean, that's what Saban does. Yeah, that's what Saban does.
Exactly.
And that's the recipe. When you look at it, and Sam Pittman next week, the key for a coach to be successful is to have good coordinators underneath him. And I mean, Saban had Kirby for years, has had good offensive coordinators. Sam Pittman, what he's done, and we'll get to it when we start previewing, is he's got good coordinators under him. And that's what happened when Orgeron had that one special season, is he had 2 good coordinators and they left after that. So Kirby, as good as he is, can be a CEO because he's learned that he's getting good coordinators in positions that can run their respective units. Yeah. Man, that's the key to winning the national championship.
I mean, when you've got Kirby Smart, Dan Lanning, and we're kind of going off on a tangent here, but Kirby Smart, Dan Lanning,
off on it. That's right.
Will Muschamp, when you've got those 3 guys working on your defense plus some, God, think about it. Those are 3 great defensive minds.
You're dang right. And you have to find a balance with these guys and position coaches, coordinators of guys who can recruit, but it can't be all about recruiting because now you got to develop the kids. You got to develop the kids. So you can't just have good. I mean, I hate when I wouldn't want to have a coach that says, well, they can make something out of nothing. Like 3. I mean, that's good. That's good. That's good. But I'll be honest with you. I still think a team that's loaded with 5 stars and a coach that can develop them is going to beat the guy who just loves to take the 3 stars and develop them any day of the week.
Yeah.
Because I know that these guys that are talented, they're not just being lackadaisical with it. Kirby's getting the most out of them and developing them. So that's what I'm trying to say. Well, I know that kind of sounds.
No, I got you.
But I mean, Dan Mullen, for instance, at Florida, I do not think he is ever going to recruit to elite level enough to win a national championship at Florida. He can steal one from you every now and then, but he won't get that level of recruiting enough. Right. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. So.
I like it. But going back to special teams.
That gets me fired up.
Oh, yeah. Going back to special teams. Kickoff and punt return. Team got a ton of practice. We forced 9 punts, kicked off I don't know how many times. Probably, what? How many times do you think we kicked off? Like 10?
At least. What? If we,
something like that. But That's just good stuff.
Let's do some tough math right there on the spot. I don't think
Yeah,
but 10 sounds good.
Let's go with 10.
That's in the ballpark.
Right,
yeah.
right. Turnover on kickoff. That was good to see. I liked how we just flew down the field, popped the ball out.
Boom.
And I tell you, that's what Kirby calls a momentum swing.
Yeah.
Or sorry, point swing. It is a momentum swing. You get, at worst case scenario, Vandy would have taken that ball. Let's say they didn't fumble, go down and score 7 points. Well, they didn't get that 7 points. So that goes 7 points in our favor that they didn't get. But then we turn around, get the ball right there on the 20 and we score. So that's a 14-point swing. And Kirby says all the time at practice, that's what we want. And he mentions that a good bit. So it's nice to see those point swings. We need more of those. If you can string those together, I mean, truly, you're going to win a lot of ball games. So
bang play right there. So it was good. Yeah, good to see. Good to see.
Good special teams. So
yes, sir.
All right, let's preview Arkansas.
Hey, let's give a clap. Top 10 game day coming home.
Yeah.
Let's give a clap to everybody. Let's give a clap. Arkansas game. Top 10 matchup, week 5. I love that. So.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Noon kickoff, Adam, this Saturday. Why are we playing at noon? Why? You know what?
I'm going to go on a tangent.
All right, go on a tangent.
All right. So it's often said maybe that the Alabama Crimson Tide, the University of Alabama, might have an insight on the referee, the officials of the SEC.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm here to tell y'all this. Everybody's heard that, but I'm here to tell y'all this. Louisiana State University, LSU, has an insider with the freaking game scheduling because there is no reason why. Think about it. When is the last time you have seen an 11 a.m., 12 o'clock kickoff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? It don't matter who they're playing. It's always at night.
Yeah.
Always at night.
Well, I think
let's just cater to
they
LSU.
played at like 3:30 or something.
But it was at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
This past week at Mississippi State. All right, you're talking about yesterday. Yesterday they were at Mississippi State at noon, but every single game that's in Death Valley you can think of is going to be 3:30 or later at night.
Yeah.
So, and then you got UConn and Vanderbilt playing.
What?
And I understand it's an ESPN game. I know, but man, God, it just kills me. I'm just bitter about it. But
Adam, right quick, who do you think's going to win that Vandy UConn game?
Vandy's going to beat them. UConn's terrible. I know. Yeah.
That may be the game. That might be the game of the week this week. Who knows?
Vandy might beat them. I hope Vandy beats them. Good Lord.
Well, anyway, going back to Arkansas here, Adam. Last time we played them was last year as an opening game, and a little bit close there in the first half. Of course, we came out in the second. Came out a little bit stronger. Didn't DeJuan Mathis start that game? Yeah.
DeJuan Mathis started. It was the first, weird COVID year, so late September kickoff for the first game. Sam Pittman's first game in Fayetteville there. Yeah. So. Yeah, they were physical, man, and they still are a physical football team, and they were that day. And I'm glad we were able to pull away in the second half, but it's not going to be a tough out.
No,
not going to be. Not going to be an easy out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very tough out.
Yes.
Very tough out.
Yes. So. Yes. Played them in 14 in Little Rock. You went to that one, right?
Yeah. That was a game. Honestly, it was right during the Gurley suspension. During that time, and a lot of people thought that, dang, we might lose this football game. It was in Little Rock, where Arkansas plays a home game or two a year. And I remember Dominic Sanders took a scoop and score back, and Chubb ran wild that day, and it was a good day. It was a good day. Yeah. It was a good day.
2010 would have been the third to last time we played them. Ryan Mallett came into Athens and beat us.
With old Bobby Petrino. Yeah, they beat us during a terrible 2010 season. I don't even want to remember anything about that year.
Awful. Well, we've come a long way since then.
Dang right.
Getting College game day rolling into town. They announced that Sunday afternoon, which is today. And Kirby has challenged us to get there, get loud, be elite, people. And I love it.
That's right. Yeah. Not only the players be elite, the fans, let's be elite.
Yeah.
Hey, that's at noon. It don't matter. We're going to get up. We're going to get a biscuit. We're going to go to the dog walk, and we're going to go cheer on the dogs,
That's right.
Do whatever your morning routine is to get up and get hyped. Take your shower, splash some water in your face, and just go, I don't know, just take a jog. Just whatever you got to do to get your adrenaline level up, do it, man, because we got to be jacked. Yes. You do not have opportunities to go watch your favorite football team play at their home stadium in a top 10 game with championship potential. That's true. At week 5 of the college football season every often. So bathe in it and relish it, man.
Yeah.
And get jacked up.
Get jacked up. Woo! Be there early, people. I tell you, that was one of my favorite things about the Notre Dame game in 2019. 60 minutes before kickoff, a full hour. the stadium was packed. If we can do that this game, that would just
make a statement,
right?
Man. Make a statement that everybody from top to bottom and fan base and everything is bought in.
Right.
Bought in. Yeah. So this is how we do it.
An opposing team, they walk into Sanford and they're going out for warm-ups. Normally, most of the time in another SEC stadium, that it'd be maybe 20% of people would be in. No, we want 100%.
Yes.
That's a hard ask for some of you, I'm sure, with it being 12 o'clock. But get up, get early, get early.
Get loud.
Be there early, get loud.
Go to game day, represent us. Hey, a lot of eyes are going to be on the Dogs between game day and then right after that, the noon kickoff. So let's do it. Let's show them we're for real this year, and that this is just another stepping stone.
Yeah,
it's another stepping stone. They're going to look good on the resume to come out and take care of business. Right. It's a good Arkansas team.
Yeah, they are. They're hot. But the thing is, Adam, they haven't had this much success in a long time. I think the last time that they were ranked was 2012.
That's crazy, man.
That is 9 years ago. Ranked, not even top 10, ranked, just in general.
I tell you, this team. I've been on this podcast and talked about like one of the first couple episodes, like 2 different episodes. I said, I'm not big on this Sam Pittman Arkansas team. Just not yet. I like Sam, but not yet. But I'll be dang, he's proved me wrong.
Yeah.
It's unreal how ahead of schedule he is as far as getting this Arkansas team turned around. He's made them a very physical football team. But what he has done is he has got good assistants under him.
Sure.
Kendall Browse is offense coordinator, Art Browse's son. So learned a lot with a good spread attack. Was at Baylor for a while. Used to be at Florida State. And I think he's done really good. But the most impressive part is the defensive side of the football. Very physical play by Barry Odom. Guy who's been around the SEC, former Missouri coach. Pittman brings him in last year with him. And what he's done with that defense since he's gotten there. Honestly, Clark, it's up there with Georgia. And could be argued with Alabama as the second best defense in the league behind Georgia.
Wow.
I think they're just very physical.
They are.
Like. Very physical.
Linebackers are quick. They've got some speed. Their defensive line plays great. I'll tell you, their offensive line, man, it's truly a Sam Pittman coached offensive line. They look good. I think it's going to pose a challenge for our defense a little bit. I don't know how much. Adam, what do you think it's going to look like when we line it up? I mean, let's talk about the matchup of their offense versus our defense. What do you think that's going to
I love it, man. I tell you, I like it because this is a challenge. This is a statement game for our defense to say, truly, we are the best. There's talk about it. There's chatter about it. This is where you go out and you prove it against an Arkansas team like this. So it's going to be our good defensive line versus a good physical offensive line. And I still think Georgia will get penetration. I think we'll stop the run game.
Yeah.
If we stop the run game, I think we're going to be all right. Just need to what we've talked about before with guys like Uyunglele is just let the pocket collapse on them. Don't let Jefferson escape the pocket, extend plays, give time for receivers to separate from the secondary, but just collapse the pocket on them and just roll. Just roll. So I think that's what we're going to see. I think that, and I think there'll be a big player too that Arkansas will connect on, but overall, I really feel like this defense will be dominant again.
I hope so. I hope so. Got to stop A.J. Green. No, I'm not talking about number 8 wide receiver. Caught the one
that is weird
pass in Colorado. No, not that guy. A.J. Green is their running back. He's a solid running back.
He's a young kid too.
Fast and physical, man.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a challenge for us. But I do think you're right. We've got plenty of speed on the defense side of the ball to get on the edge and make those open field tackles against them. But yeah, man, we got to get some penetration on that line.
Got to, Clark. KJ Jefferson, I think he's been playing good football here. And this team's riding high. I mean, emotional wins against 2 old rivals, Texas and Texas A&M. They had lost to A&M 9 years in a row before winning Saturday in Jerry's World out in Dallas. So that fan base is, I can't imagine what it's like in Arkansas and what the conversations are. I mean, I'm happy for them because there's nothing better than that. And they've waited a long time to have this type of excitement. I'm sure there's a bunch of people trying to get on StubHub and get Georgia tickets and go ahead and try to find some hotel rooms. Probably won't find any in Athens, but out in Commerce or somewhere and get on out here, to support their Hogs. And that's good. That's what we love about SEC football. But man, excitement out there is probably just at a fever pitch. And Sam Pittman has a good grasp on his team. I think he's a good motivator, and they go out there and play with their hair on fire for the man. But I just think we're going to beat them. I think we're just the talent levels there and how yes, obviously they can beat us, but I think for them to beat us would be that we would have to not be focused and go out there and really have a bad game in a lot of facets of the game. And I just don't see this Georgia team doing that, Clark. Especially like the good thing about it, one more thing, is this Arkansas team isn't going to be sleepwalking in here.
No.
Like they're not, the spotlight has been put on them. I think this team will, Kirby's going to preach it, the coaching staff will preach it, well, the media's been preaching it, that this team can beat you. This Arkansas team can beat you. We didn't think that at the beginning of the year, but they can.
Right, and that's something that they didn't say. I'm sure Kirby did, but the players didn't take seriously against Carolina in 19 was, same situation. We had a 12 o'clock kickoff. We were riding at number 3 in the nation at that point. And we just didn't take Carolina seriously from the warm-ups. We just look horrible. But the thing that's promising, and I've already heard, like you said, a bunch of Georgia fans just kind of getting a little nervous about this game, a little hesitant. The good thing is, we have got game day coming, and I'm telling you, that makes a difference when we get that kind of excitement. We start to understand, okay, this is a big game. Arkansas is a contender. One other thing I'd like to point out, and this is just minuscule. This is a minuscule competitive advantage, but we played a 12 o'clock kickoff yesterday, Saturday, versus Vanderbilt. They played a 3:30 kickoff.
They did.
All right, so what that means is we get essentially, we get a couple more hours of rest and just studying. And guys, listen, that is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it kind of is.
I tell you what it is, especially too, they played a very physical, tough game against Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And 20-10 game, it was historically been low scoring in that series, and a very emotional, tiring, and like you said, that went on into the night a little bit there. And our guys, we go up to Nashville, 11 a.m. Central Time. We take care of business, get on the jet, head back to the house, man. I mean, it was textbook.
Yeah.
Textbook.
Exactly.
Starters were coming out in the first half. So, about 12 o'clock local time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Our boys were sitting on the bench getting some rest. Couldn't dial that up any better. We'll be ready. These boys are going to be ready. This isn't, if you're elite, Clark, by gosh, here's the deal. I don't care. If we lose to Arkansas, this team isn't what it's supposed to be. If this team is elite, and if we are elite, Clark, you go and you win these games like Georgia did. Georgia got beat by Alabama in 2015. Kind of this deal. We thought we were there, but we were a pretender. But Alabama came in and they just crushed us. It's time for us to do the same thing. This game kind of has a feel to me. I really think it'll be similar to that Mississippi State game when Dan Mullen brought them in 17.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of think it's got that feel. A lot of pundits kind of saying that they might come up and sneak up on us and beat us. No, it's not happening. No.
All right, save your score prediction.
But I'm just saying that I don't care. I like the hype. I love them talking about that. But if Georgia is elite, like it's been preached, then you win these football games. You handle these football games.
Yeah.
You don't need no gimmicks. You don't need no any flashy cuteness or anything. You line up for 4 quarters and you manhandle them, and we win the football, and you dominate in all facets of the game on both sides of the trenches. And then everybody's going to be talking about that Saturday night that Georgia's the best football team in the country, sitting with 2 top 10 wins at the time when they played the boys.
Yep. We're going to get a lot more.
God, let's do it. Let's go.
Yes.
Right now, let's go. I'm ready.
Save your score prediction, Adam, but I'm with you here. I tell you, the line right now.
Sleeves up for this one. Let's go.
The line as we're speaking is at 18 in favor of Georgia. Or sorry, 18? The spread. The spread.
Really?
18.
I'll be done.
And yesterday I was talking to my buddy McKay on the phone late last night. We're talking about the slate of games we got. I said it was going to be a 17-point victory for the Dogs.
7 points. All right,
17 points. We're going to win by 17.
All right. Let's go.
It is not going to be a squeak it out kind of game. I'm calling it now. It may be wrong. I'm calling it now. We are going to beat Arkansas by 17 points.
I'm telling you, Clark, I agree with you. It's a different feel, man. These boys will be there. I feel like our fans are going to show up. They had the same type of feel. It's going to be electric in Athens Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Pittman's doing a good job with them boys, but he's not ready to get on the field with these Georgia Bulldogs yet.
Love it. Heck
no. Not ready.
Oh, man. All right, Adam. Anything else you want to mention about this game? I feel like you've already got it out of your system.
I've already got it out of the system. Everybody, just show up. Yeah. Show up. Get excited about it. Get the build up all week going. So let's go.
Eat some bacon.
I feel good about it. Eat bacon. Yeah. Eat some pork. Yeah. Eat some pork.
Go to Bar H Barbecue. Woo! Hey, no, we are not sponsored by them, but surely go to
Zeb's or something.
Zeb's, go get you some barbecue.
Get some barbecue or something. Eat it and enjoy it. It's going to be a fun week. Fun build up. But Georgia's got this because Georgia is elite, baby.
I love it. All right, here we go.
Tee it up right now.
Tee it up right now. Let's do it. All right. Last week's picks, Adam. Let's move to this. Notre Dame versus Wisconsin.
Oh, man.
Wow. We were dead wrong about
Did you pick? No, I picked Wisconsin, too. Did you pick Wisconsin?
I picked Wisconsin.
Oh, we both picked Wisconsin. They were favored, too.
Gracious. Yeah, by 5.5 points.
Dang. Yeah, I really thought that Notre Dame has not looked good at all the whole year. Yeah. The whole year I thought they looked very pedestrian. But dang, they sure went up to Soldier Field and put a whooping. Whooping on Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin's quarterback turned it over a couple of times maybe. Didn't look too hot.
Hey, I bet old Jack Cohn used to play at Wisconsin, got his job took from him. I bet he was smiling Saturday afternoon after beating them.
Yeah, for sure.
Putting a whooping on. I mean, not beating them, just bending them over and just spanking them, man.
Yeah.
Man.
So Notre Dame, what are they sitting at right now? I forget their ranking, but I think they're number 9.
I tell you what, we need to probably add a segment here, especially to the midway point, and kind of break down where everybody's at because the playoff picture right now is looking very interesting. Very interesting with a lot of different scenarios. That's just exciting.
Right. Well,
makes it all about
one team that's probably not going to make it to that playoff. Clemson.
Everybody, let's clap. Let's clap for the Wolfpack. Clap for the Wolfpack.
Yes.
Hey, everybody clap for Dabo on a good 6-year run that's going to end this year. There will not be. I saw somebody on the dang Channel 4 News said this is probably going to end Clemson's playoff streak. I said probably. Yeah. Probably. It's definitely ending it. Definitely ending it.
Literally the only way I could see Clemson getting in is if there are about 3 other,
it would have
teams being that go, they have 2 losses, which I just don't see that.
It'd have to be that a bunch of teams just disbanded and decided not to play football anymore. It would have to be happen. Clemson's out this year. Yeah. Go ahead and start making some reservations to the Music City Bowl. Nashville's a fun place.
You think it's going to get that bad?
Wow. Nah, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. I mean, they might lose to Boston College. I mean, I think that's a game we got on the slate for the pick 'em, so we'll save that. But it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Well,
it's bad.
They may be making a trip to Charlotte to the Belk Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Duke's Mayo.
Okay. They've been there before with experience. Send them on back. Yeah. But I think what I love about it, Clark, is what the question that Dabo's actually going to get some heat, some adversity now put on them. People are going to start questioning them. And, even though the question's going to be asked, what's Dabo like without a generational talented quarterback like Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. Well, I think it goes to show how maybe poorly, and I don't know too much about Clemson football, but how poorly they've recruited on the line. Because I think the line's the main issue here, and really the offensive play calling. I know a lot of people are calling for Tony Elliott's head and everything, so I don't know.
The line is atrocious, and that's one thing I think it has been lackluster. I think there has been some laziness in recruiting. That's what separates Kirby's staffs from Dabo's staffs, because I think a lot of issues that are coming to the forefront here have been covered up by Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence over the last few years. Yeah. Without a doubt. So I love it. The exposure is there. Yeah. I thought they were going to win against NC State. I really thought after looking terrible against Georgia Tech, it was going to light a fire under them. These kids are talented, way more talented than anybody else they're going to play now. But that's just, and when you have that much talent against the lack of talent they're playing week in and week out, it's on Dabo Swinney, it's on Tony Elliott.
It's true.
And all the offensive coaches, the defense still looks good. Yeah. And they had some injuries, some key injuries happen. The Shipley kid got hurt in overtime. Brzee tore his ACL out for the year.
Skowski or somebody.
Skowski's been hurt too. So we're going to see how good of a coach Dabo is with the playing field maybe being a little bit more even. It'll be interesting to see if they can win the ACC this year. So I love it. I love it, man.
I called the Wolfpack. I just want to make that known out there.
You did, Clark. You called them. I didn't. You did. That is exactly right. Yeah.
I just tell you, when you only put up 14 points against Georgia Tech, that spells trouble. I don't care how good your defense is. And really, it kind of reminds me, I was talking to a Clemson fan about this. It kind of reminds me of where we were in 2019, a great defense. I mean, seriously, a solid defense. Give Clemson some credit here. They gave up their first rushing touchdown, maybe. I know they gave a passing touchdown. I think they gave a rushing touchdown too. All that to say, they still have a good defense. But man, the offense is just struggling. And I feel like that's how, what we were in 19, maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah. All right, moving on. A&M versus Arkansas. We did talk about this a little bit earlier, but A&M, man, they got beat 20-10.
I tell you what, Clark, when is unrest gonna set in College Station with Jimbo Fisher and that massive contract that he is? When is that gonna start? The thought of maybe a starting time to deliver, besides maybe being close to getting a playoff berth last year but not getting it. And is that good enough? Or when is actually SEC West championships going to start kicking in and stuff? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but Jimbo loses another big game. I've never been a big Jimbo fan, honestly. I mean, I just don't like the guy. I don't know why, but I'll just leave it at that. I don't like the guy.
Right.
And it was good to see Arkansas win that one, break that nine-game losing streak they had against those boys. So top 10 team now. So we've covered that.
Yeah. A&M, man. I think they're – just talking about them, I think they're the most overrated team.
That offense is terrible. There's a lot of bad offenses out there. A lot of bad offenses in college football out there. A lot of bad mediocre teams, period. But yeah, they're overrated. They're bad overrated. So
next game, Tennessee at Florida. That game, wow.
It was close for a half.
It was.
It was. And I kind of thought, man, the way the day's going, Tennessee might just, squeak this one out. But Florida, man, I don't know. They look, they're good. They're definitely the second best team.
That hurts to say.
Do they scare me? I mean, yeah, obviously they could beat us. I truly think they'll be the toughest test on the schedule. Some folks are saying it's Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Florida. But what I love about the Florida game is what they try to do on offense is their identity, is what our strengths are on defense to cover.
Right.
So I think we're going to be all right. We're going to keep getting better. They will too. But I think we'll be fine in Jacksonville. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it seemed like Mullen made some adjustments in this particular game in the second half. It was 17-14 at halftime, Clark. And Mullen came out, took the ball, scored right there at the opening possession of the second half, and I think won the next go round too. And it was over in the fourth quarter. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not sold on Florida being the lead. It just seems like everybody thinks that they think they won against Alabama last week. Everybody in the media and everybody is treating it like they're an undefeated football team and they just beat Alabama.
Gosh.
But I think they'll. I don't know.
I tell you, Emory Jones, he does look better.
He does. Past two games, he's looked a whole lot better than he did against. Against Alabama and Tennessee. He didn't look as good against South Florida and Florida Atlantic. But
And also, I'll tell you, not that I was truly worried about Tennessee, but it does make me feel a little bit better about that game in November in Tennessee, going up there. Man, I really hope that's a 7:30 kickoff. Just night game. Go up there and just smack Tennessee. Wouldn't that be fun?
No, it'd be fun.
Good cold night.
Always is. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
All right. Game of the week, Adam. Oh, my gosh. University of Texas of the Permian Basin Falcons at Western New Mexico Mustangs. Adam, listen to this. We barely missed this by 8 points. I say barely. 27-19. The Falcons. They felt disrespected.
They did feel
by the pancake breakfast
and the 5K marathon and the softball home day. They made too much of a spectacle about it. Western New Mexico did. Then when you make too much of a spectacle about that, I'm sure there's just good motivation tactics by the coaching staff of the University of Texas of the Permian Basin Falcons. They said, we're not going to take this. We're going to go down to New Mexico and we're going to whoop them. Yeah. They're not focusing. Obviously, they weren't. So that's embarrassing. I don't know how the pancake breakfast went. I hope they had fun before the game because the University of Texas Permian Basin Falcons, they came in and took care of business, said, you're not going to schedule us for homecoming ever again.
I tell you, going back to the pancake breakfast, Adam, I saw a picture, and I'll put it up on here for our YouTube viewers, but a picture, it looked like the pancakes were on a plate, and at first glance, I thought, it was actually sausage, but at first glance, I was like, man, those pancakes are scorched. They're like, they're just charcoal sitting on the
picture. I thought it too.
Oh my gosh. So, but hopefully, yeah, man, at least the homecoming, I feel like went well. I saw another picture of the festival, not the festival, the parade going through town, however big Silver Spring City is. So.
Well, good. I'll be honest though, you got to win your homecoming game.
You got to.
And I don't think they'll ever schedule the Falcons again.
No.
So congratulations to them for making a statement on.
Good job, Falcons. You proved us wrong.
Proved us wrong, but I just thought it was just too big of a hype. Too big of a hype, but obviously I was wrong.
Yeah.
They need to reevaluate. I think now, and I think we need to get on Western New Mexico message boards if there is such, and start a movement. Maybe write a letter to the editor in the paper over there about how maybe we should start questioning the coaching staff. Western New Mexico.
I think they're 1-3.
We need to start. I don't know who their coach is. I don't know why I'm saying this. This is bad.
Start a mob.
But let's start we might need to start who we could hire as Western New Mexico's head coach to get the program elevated.
Well, hey, maybe Dabo will head out there.
That might be Tony. That might be Tony Elliott's only offer after this year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, should have struck while the rod was hot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, let's go to this week's picks. Ole Miss at Bama, and I'll be honest with you. We got down.
That's it. 3:30 CBS.
3:30 CBS. Number 1 Bama takes on number 12 Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin making a kind of a return back to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Adam, who do you like in this matchup right here? Because truthfully, and it's kind of tough to go against Bama, but truthfully, Ole Miss has a shot here.
You dang right they got a shot. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but you know who I'm but you know who I'm honestly, potentially in the SEC more nervous to play against than anybody.
It's Ole Miss.
It's freaking Ole Miss. Yeah. I think if any offense can really be a question mark and a threat to our defense, it'll be Ole Miss and their style of football play, especially how they push the ball downfield and how Corral's elusive and just a good decision maker. It being in Tuscaloosa, and Bama's got a good offense. I think Bama's heard since the Florida game, kind of like, this isn't the same Bama team, and it's not. It's hard to be what they were after losing so much last year. But I'm going with Alabama winning this, but I think it'll be a game similar to last year, but even closer, maybe a one possession game, Clark. Shootout. Yeah. Easily a shootout. Yeah. So give me Alabama.
Yeah. I think Bama's favored in this game. I'm not sure by how much.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Ole Miss wins. I just got to pick Bama because you got to pick 1 to 2.
Well, I tell you.
Give us yours, Clark.
Ole Miss, didn't they give them a run for their money last year in Oxford? I want to say that game was close.
No, it was close. It was back and forth the whole time, and I think Bama may have pulled away by possession to there at the end. Yeah. But the whole entire time it was back and forth. And Ole Miss's defense has improved since last year, and their offense has gotten even better. I mean, there's no doubt Ole Miss can win this football game. I'm thinking Alabama can do it. And what surprised me is if Ole Miss did. Yeah. And if they do, then it's going to really get interesting.
It's going to shake some things up, and not only the West, but all of college football.
Yes, so I can't wait to watch it.
I as much as my heart would love to see, I don't know. I'm like you though. I don't know if I want to face Ole Miss in Atlanta, but I don't think you question Bama. Bama has been tested, and they have proven that they are. Yeah, one of 2 best teams in the nation right now. I'm just going to stick with that. That's a safe bet.
You go.
Going to take Alabama by a field goal.
Yeah, there you go.
A field goal. I do think it'll be close, but it'll be a field goal. So
love it. All
right, next game, Cincinnati at Notre Dame. We're going to take. We're going to pick the Irish game one more time. 2:30 NBC. They're so weird up there with times like 2:30.
2:30. We won't start playing football at 2:30.
No.
Oh man, well that's an interesting game. Yeah. Marcus Freeman, who is Notre Dame's defense coordinator right now, because Clark Lee went to Vanderbilt to be the head coach, was Cincinnati's defense coordinator last year. Really close to Luke Fickell. They've been together at some places. So Marcus Freeman. Very familiar with this Cincinnati group, but on the flip side, Cincinnati and their offense coordinator and their coaching staff are familiar with Freeman's tendencies on the defense side of the football. Yeah. So this is a game that I think it's a playoff eliminator, and then one who really adds to the resume. The winner is going to have a good win to the resume, and I think potentially really have a strong chance to be in the playoff consideration, obviously, especially for Cincinnati. If they win this game, they beat Indiana a couple of weeks ago. That was a preseason ranked team.
Right.
And Notre Dame, a top 10 win at Notre Dame would be huge, and it'd be interesting to see if they run the table with a Notre Dame win on the resume like that, if the committee thinks that's enough. And how wild football's been this year, who knows? So,
it could be.
Big hype game, but I'm going with I think Notre Dame turned it on in Soldier Field last week. And I think there's just a more talented football team playing at home. Give me Notre Dame.
Well, I'm going to go flip. I'm going to go the opposite side of you. From what I've seen of Cincinnati this year, they've looked great. Luke Fickell's got them going, and I think that team's balled in. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. The Bearcats going in, stealing a win from Notre Dame and completely eliminating them from the playoff picture. So, and that, like you said, that is an elimination game, I feel like, for either one of these teams, possibly. So.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised game day's not at that one.
Really?
I really am surprised. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they're coming here, but since they've already been to a Georgia game, albeit a neutral site, I really thought they would, and it being Notre Dame, I guess because Ole Miss games at on the CBS, Ole Miss Alabama, and then this one's on NBC,
right?
And they just wanted to pick an ESPN game, so that's probably.
And my good buddy Will Matthews, shout out to him if he's even listening, but he brought up a good point today. He said that game day was coming to Athens because. Really, I mean, we're a top 2 team in the nation right now. And why would they not come to Athens? If you look at our schedule, like, why would they not? Because there's not going to be another top 10 matchup in Athens.
That's true.
A home game in
Athens.
True.
So, that's it.
And also another thought on that, I think ESPN thought about, okay, maybe we can just roll our viewers from College Game Day into
it builds up the hype
into the Georgia-Arkansas game. So I think it makes sense on that level.
Good point. Good logical explanation right there, Clark.
I don't think that was my original thought. I think somebody else saw that and I stole it.
But it was good. It was good. Good.
All right.
What's our next one?
Next game, Auburn, number 22. Golly, they struggled. At LSU, 9 o'clock, ESPN.
Oh, man, I love how this game is a number 22 Auburn team versus a non-ranked LSU team. I don't particularly care for either one of these teams, either one of the head coaches. I mean, I don't know. I should say Brian Harsin. First appearances of them, I'm not a big fan, first impressions of them. But let's go. It's in Baton Rouge at 9 o'clock. Man, I'm going to go with I guess I'm going to go with LSU. I will go with LSU. I mean, at night. But, man, both of these teams just aren't that exciting. And I knew Bo Nix is not a good quarterback.
Adam, you're correct. Hey, listen, Adam predicted this. Adam said.
In the season preview.
Bo Nix was going to get benched, which he did this past Saturday after their abysmal performance against Georgia State. Squeaked out a win. Then they got a pick 6 when they were trying to get a game winning drive to going together, Georgia State, and they got a pick 6. The score does not reflect that game. Don't let it fool you. They got up and acted a fool of themselves afterwards. I tell you, if Georgia did that with Kirby Smart, those players would be running gassers all week. They acted like that after beating Georgia State.
I tell you what, they played 2 horrific teams in Akron and Alabama State to open up the season and win both of them 60-plus points, 60-something to nothing. Really build the hype, pad the stats. Bo Nix Heisman talk. And then they're felt really good going into Penn State and they get beat. And then this week, and I think on the plains, reality's starting to set in that old Brian Harsin isn't just going to come in there and just work some type of voodoo magic like Gus Malzahn did in his first year. So give me, but in the same can be said about it's a train wreck in Baton Rouge too. I don't know if Orgeron will make it through the year. But man, I still think LSU will win it. Since it's one of them games. If it was at Auburn, I'd pick Auburn. But it's been in Baton Rouge, I'll pick LSU.
What's the quarterback's name? I've watched him.
Which one?
Number one.
TJ Finley, and also he's going against his former team. If he is going to be the guy that's starting, he played at LSU last year. He got beat out by Max Johnson when Miles Brennan got hurt last year. So he'll have a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. Now that's kind of getting me. I forgot about that. I don't know. It's a toss up, man. But give me LSU.
You want to take the Bayou Bengals at home? That's a good. I mean, look, it's a night game. Who knows? I'm going to take TJ Finley and the Tigers. I hate Auburn with a burning passion, but I do think that he looked good when he came out there A lot better than Bo Nix, in my humble opinion. The parts I did watch of that game. So
I mean, everybody knew that. I mean, it's just Bo Nix just very overrated, very overrated.
Man, I mean, like, think about this, Adam. This is kind of off topic, but the NIL deal with Bo Nix and Bojangles, like, is he just going to keep appearing on commercials? Like, how embarrassing is that to show a second string quarterback, like, and DJ Uyunglele on Dr. Pepper commercials.
I mean, these kids,
laughable.
Yeah, I mean, these really hadn't done anything.
Right.
So it is. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're taking advantage of it,
hey, good for you.
I mean, take advantage of it and get it and do it. But by gosh, you better, if you want to keep on going, you better perform and deliver on the field now.
That's true.
And I feel like it is open to criticism on these kids. You know, I've always said, you know, they're college kids, they're students, you know, they're out there playing. We shouldn't be too critical on them.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, if you're raking in, especially some people raking in 7 figures, then I think it opens the door to some fair criticism when the talent, you know, for what you're getting paid for and you're not at your best.
Absolutely.
You know, so
I think some of these companies, businesses out there are going to have to be very careful with who they take preseason.
Yes.
And not buy into the hype so much.
Yes. Or get exposed, or, you know, you could take a different, like a reverse psychological approach to the marketing, as, you know, they get made fun of for being on their commercial, you know, because Bo Nix, we're going to make fun of Bojangles for having DJ Uyunglele and Bo Nix.
Just throw tomatoes at them.
But Bojangles is out there. Their name's out there, even if we're talking about them, you know, not in a good light. So, well, reverse psychology possibly there.
I don't know if Chick-fil-A has sponsored anybody out there, but because Bojangles has sponsored, listen, Bojangles, I don't know if y'all are listening, but listen, since you sponsored Bo Nix, dadgummit, I want to take my business down the street and go to Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely.
Or Zaxby's with JT Daniels.
I hadn't been there. DJ Uyunglele too.
Yeah, I haven't bought a Dr. Pepper since.
I have not. Yeah. No Dr. Pepper, no Bojangles, no Bojangles.
Nope.
None.
Forget it.
That's what they get.
Yeah,
that's what they get.
You got to stick to the man.
They did get James Cook though. I
Who's
think
that?
old Bojangles. I think they did different deals. But
I'll go buy a Bo Berry biscuit.
All right,
you know,
fair enough. Just that for James Cook.
Just that. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
love it.
Oh me. All right.
What a wild time.
What a wild time. We got two. We got 2 more games here. Florida at Kentucky. Florida coming in at number 10. They cracked that top 10 position at Kentucky. 6 o'clock p.m. ESPN at Kroger Field in Lexington. This, Adam, could potentially be an interesting matchup as well. Who do you like in this?
I think the winner of this is going to be second in the East. So, I mean, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. You know, Kentucky gets a lot of home night games too.
They do.
But is Kentucky ranked yet?
They aren't.
Wow. So they're 4-0, they're not ranked yet. But, I mean, I know they hadn't had an impressive resume win and looked suspect against Chattanooga. Man, I don't know. I really think this would be, if it was in Gainesville, I think it would be a little bit more of a gap between the two in the score department. But the past few years recently, especially during the Dan Mullen area, Kentucky has played Florida pretty well, especially in Lexington. I think the game Kyle Trask came to the scene, Kentucky was winning, and he came in for Felipe Franks, and that's when he took the job. He led them to a comeback win. So I believe that was the last time they were in Lexington, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that I think Florida's going to win, but I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be a 31, 27, 28 type of game. I think Kentucky will do something stupid at the end to give it up. I really do. That's how I feel. And I think the question mark will still be that Florida's just not as good, but they'll do something to give the game over to Florida at the end, to really let down the crowd. The crowd will be into it all game, and then they'll throw a pick six, do something stupid. You know, have a chance to win and not convert on 4th down, something like that. But it'll be 31-28.
Okay,
Florida.
I like that. That's a good score right there.
I don't know if Kentucky will score 28. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll go. No. Yeah, I don't know. 31-28.
No,
it might be a blowout though. Florida might. Kentucky hadn't looked good on offense.
I tell you, I think Florida. You know, I think you're right. If this were, I don't know. Man, this is a tough game. I want it. My heart says Kentucky.
I want to say Kentucky
for my good friend Nina Edwards, if you're listening, which she's probably not, but she's a big Kentucky fan, and Jason's. They're big Eric Church fans too. I'd love to take the Wildcats. I'm going to stick with the Gators. I think they understand they're treading thin ice right now, and they have to win all these games in order to make it to Atlanta, including beating us. So they got to win. They're going to come out, I think, and play a pretty solid ball game. But I think you're right. Kentucky keeps it close.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I think the spread's at 8.5 right now, so that's pretty fair.
We will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who knows?
All right. Let's. I don't know in what order we should do, or we've done this in the past. Do we pick?
It's our game of the week first.
Game of the week, and then
our Georgia.
Okay,
that's how we've been doing it. That's how we've been doing it. So let's do the game of the week. Let's first give a hand to the game of the week.
Game of the week.
Give a clap to the game of the week.
We hope you guys enjoy that segment. If you're even listening to that, give us some feedback. If you hate,
we enjoy presenting it.
Oh, we do.
It's a thrill.
We do. All right, here we go. Game of the week: Grand Valley State Lakers. They're in Michigan at Saginaw Valley Cardinals.
Are they also in Michigan?
They're also in Michigan. Adam, fun fact, this is called the Battle of the Valleys.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with their
Saginaw
name.
Valley. That's it.
Like, is it two different valleys? Like one
I didn't know. I didn't know Michigan was really mountainous. That there would be valleys in Michigan.
What's even considered a valley in Michigan?
If anybody knows anything about the geographical outlay of Michigan, please let us know.
I think that's called topography.
Yeah, the topography of Michigan. Let us know.
Yeah, something like that.
So anyway, very interesting. I've never heard of either one of these schools in my life.
Me neither. But that's why they're game of the week. Adam, fun fact too, Grand Valley State. I mean, they have dominated this rivalry. Grand Valley State, the daggum Lakers, have won 16 out of 17 of the last 17.
Oh,
They have
dominated. And one thing that they have, this is a series where they have the Battle of the Fundraisers too.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
All right.
So the big brothers and big sisters of America, the fundraiser, they're raising some money for the children.
Yeah.
You know, good influences there. So something that is awesome. We should clap for that. Give a clap. Give a clap for the big brothers and big sisters of America fundraising.
That's it.
Man, when it matters, not on the football team, Saginaw Valley has destroyed the fundraiser.
I love it. Yes.
Raising thousands of more dollars on each side. Grand Valley wins on the football field, but Saginaw wins in the Battle of the Hearts.
Yes. I love it.
So
golly.
I think, though, for my pick, I think it's safe to say if we're going to pick the fundraiser, I go with Saginaw, but we're not picking the fundraisers on this show. We're picking about what's going to be on the football field. Even though that's great, God bless them. Keep doing it up.
Absolutely.
Y'all, awesome. Yeah. Grand Valley State wins big.
Whoa,
on the road.
all right now.
Big again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's a safe bet.
Yeah, I got to be safe with that.
Yeah.
Make it 17-18 for the Lakers.
Yeah, Adam, you got to pad your pick 'em.
Yeah, I do
because
I
think I'm
you're pulling away a good bit.
But you know what? I called one upset last week. I'm calling it again. The Saginaw Valley Cardinals are going to just soar. They're going to soar. The Cardinals are going to soar.
There's no way they're beating the Lakers this go round.
They're going to beat them in the fundraiser and the football game.
No, just the fundraiser. Just a fundraiser. Not going to happen.
Gosh.
Not going to happen.
I don't know. We'll see.
We will see. Everybody tune into that.
Yes. I have literally zero idea.
The time.
the time, the place you can watch it. Listen, I struggled looking for the stats and just the score for the last game of the week. Like I literally had to do a ton of digging, but
that's good.
Oh my gosh. Also, there's a song, Saginaw, Michigan, or Saginaw something. I think it's just Saginaw, Michigan. But Johnny Cash does a cover, and shout out to Joshua. He inspired me to even pick this game. So
good.
Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to say before we we got to pick our game.
We got to
pick our game.
Dogs, baby. Here it is. Right. Nationally televised, ESPN, high noon in Athens, Georgia. Number 2 Georgia versus number 8 Arkansas. Clark, tell me who you're going with first.
Adam. First of all, I'm going with the Dogs. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or ors about it. I think I butchered that. Ifs, ands, ors, buts.
That's about it.
Something like that. All right, going with the Dogs, but it is going to be, like I said earlier, it is going to be a 17-point victory in favor of the Dogs.
Yes.
And I'm going to go, let's see. Hold up just a second. I'm going to go 27-10. I do think they get a field goal, and I think they get a touchdown. 27-10, 17 points.
I love it, Clark. I love it.
It's not going to be a total just offensive festival out there, carnival clinic.
That's it.
But I think we're going to stomp them in that manner.
Right. I feel it too.
Adam, what you
Guys,
think?
this is a freaking statement game. We have talked about it before. This is a statement game. This is where people are going to look at Georgia, and really the hype's going to build that the national championship run is on. At home, noon game, going to be perfect weather. Get there and get loud and be early. Like we talked about, be early. Man, go get some tickets this week. Go get some tickets and get there and enjoy it because Georgia is going to roll 38-13. Big offense is going to be very surprising. I think the running game will get going. Maybe this offensive line, they're going to have a big challenge in front of them. The defensive line kind of add a little bit more juice to them and move the football. It's going to be a big surprise. I feel like 30. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. I mean, you know, my heart's telling me one thing, my mind's telling me the other. My mind tells me it's going to be about like a 24-10 type Georgia win. But I'm going with my heart.
There you go.
I'm going with the heart and feeling like the Dogs are going to absolutely roll offensively and defensively. Saturday night's going to be fun. We're going to be already, you know, just getting. I was about to say something that might have caused a jinx. I'm not going to do that yet. Not yet. So, give me the Dogs. 38-13. Statement game, baby.
Statement game.
If you're elite, you're elite. And if you're not, you're not. Georgia is elite.
Go, dog.
Go. God. Woo. So tee it up right now. Tee it up right now. Tee it up right now. Oh, headphones about flew off on that one. So. That's it.
All right, Adam. Give us one last bark.
All right, guys.
One last
Here we go.
hoorah.
Hey,
let's go.
Wear red and black to work in your respective church gatherings, family events this week. Get loud. Talk about the Dogs to everybody. If they don't want to hear about Georgia football, you tell them about Georgia football anyway. And tell them there's a top 10 game in Athens. If you don't like football, then you need to learn to like football because it's an American pastime. It's a state of Georgia pastime.
Yeah.
So get excited about it. Talk to everybody about it. Wear your red and black this week to work and just go bark in everybody's face.
Yes.
You're not going to see many Razorback fans here, so just bark in everybody's face and get loud. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!